Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the BHS Buzz. You are watching Season 2, Episode 4. My name is Jimena, and I'm here with
Gage. And this morning we will be starting you guys off by sending you to the weather with NIE.
Hi, I'm Savannah, filling in for NIE for weather. Thank you, Jimena and Gage, for sending it off to me. Monday, February 2nd, it's going to be sunny with a high of 44, lots of winds, and a low chance of precipitation or rain. At night, it's going to be partly cloudy with a low of 13, kind of cold. Winds of 10 miles an hour. February 3rd, Tuesday, it's supposed to be sunny with high winds of 10. And at night, the low is 14 with 8 mile an hour winds. Wednesday the 4th, the high is 47 during the day, and at night the low is 27. Thursday, February 5th, there's supposed to be a high of 55, and at night a low of 23 with a 16% chance of snow. Friday, February 6th, partly cloudy with the high of 46, 12% chance of rain, and at night a low of 20 with 2% chance of snow. Thank you for listening to the weather. We're sending it back to Gage and Jimena.
Thank you, Anaí, for that beautiful weather report. It looks like it's going to be pretty sunny, but you should definitely stay prepared.
You never know with this Colorado weather.
Now, let's talk about some sports with our sports anchor, Ari.
Thank you, Jimena and Gage, for sending it off. I'm Ariana, replacing Zane, only better. So we are here with the sports segment. Okay, for girls basketball, we have some upcoming games. We have Res Christian, it's away, Haxton away, Liberty Common, which is home on the 10th, and Platte Valley, which is also home on the 13th. So these are almost the last few games for the girls, so good luck to them. And for boys basketball, we have Res Christian. At Res Christian, they are at Haxton. They will be playing at Liberty Common and Platte Valley, so it looks like no more home games for the basketball boys. And for wrestling, they have a duel at Akron and regionals on the 13th and 14th, so good luck to them. And that is all for our sports, sending it back to Jimena and Gage.
Thank you, Ariana, to that sports report. And good luck to all the wrestlers going to regionals. Now, usually it'd be time for the special segment, but we're going to take some time to talk to you guys about something serious.
One of our very own teachers here at Brush High School has recently gone to speak to state legislators about education funding that is affecting our schools.
Hello everyone, welcome to the very first edition of Buzz Reports. Today I'm here with
Mrs. Costanzo.
And I'm here to interview her on her recent visit to the State Capitol building. So, Ms. Costanzo, what is your role as the co-president of BEA?
So, as co-president of the BEA, which stands for Brush Education Association, I basically work along with Ms. Strow, who is my other co-president, to ensure that we have good working conditions for staff and learning conditions for students.
Okay, so you recently went to the State Capitol building to lobby. Could you explain to us what lobbying is?
Yeah, lobbying is where you try to convince your representatives or senators to make decisions a certain way, like you try to influence how they're going to vote on future issues by expressing your opinions. And in this case, it was literally me sitting in a lobby waiting to meet with our state level senator and our representative. They have chambers for the House and the Senate in the Capitol building, and you would walk up to the entrance. There would be a guy in a coat, and you would hand him a card saying who you wanted to speak to and why, and then that representative or senator would read the card and decide if they want to come out and speak to you in the lobby, and both our state senator and representative came out and spoke to me.
So you like literally have to stay in the lobby?
No, only our representative, Dusty Johnson, invited me to her office, and I got to sit with her with a few other teachers for about an hour to talk. But for our senator, Byron Pelton, he came and spoke with us just in the lobby.
Oh, okay. So what was your motivation to lobby? I know that this was scheduled, and what was that progress like?
So the Colorado Education Association, which is like the statewide union for teachers, they organized this lobby day for rural educators to come down to the Capitol and speak to our legislators about school funding, and try to encourage them to put some ballot measures in place that would allow the people of Colorado to vote on how to fund schools.
So for our viewers that don't know, could you sort of explain to us the situation with our education funding in Colorado?
Yeah, Colorado's, the way that Colorado does taxes and specifically education funding is pretty complicated, but to try and explain it simply, the state of Colorado essentially doesn't fund education very well. And there's a few reasons for that. One of the reasons for that is it's just low on their list of things to fund every year. Also, in the state of Colorado for a while, we had something called the budget stabilization factor. It has a nickname that's not very appropriate that I won't repeat, but basically when the state of Colorado hit an economic recession back in like 2008, this factor allowed them to underfund education because they didn't have enough funds to fund it fully. And so that caused some issues for school funding in the state. In addition, Colorado is starting to face lower funding for students because statewide, we lost about 10,000 students enrolled in schools in Colorado. And what that means is each school gets less money because one of the factors that determines how much money a school gets is per pupil. So for each student, we get so much money. When you see such a dramatic decline, that means districts are getting less money for the school year than they budgeted, which creates problems. I know that Brush saw a decline. Every district almost in Colorado saw a decline in enrollment. The only districts that did not see a decline were like a few really small districts where they saw 1 or 2 new students were enrolled. So that combination of how the state of Colorado has handled taxes and collecting revenue for schools and other things, along with low student enrollment, have just kind of made the situation on school funding worse.
So now that we know that it's low student enrollment that brings us to this low education funding, how could that affect us in ways that might not be as obvious? Or
well, I think it's important to note that it's not just lower enrollment either. This has been a problem since I've taught in the state of Colorado, taught in my entire career, which has been in the state of Colorado. Colorado just gives less money to schools than other states. Brush is lucky because our community in 2016 voted to increase their own property taxes to help try to fill that gap where we weren't getting funded enough. However, that doesn't mean that it fixes every problem. During COVID, we got some federal money for additional positions. That money is no longer coming to the schools, so those positions we either need to continue to pay for through the money we already receive, which isn't really an option. We don't really have the funds for that, or we would have to eliminate those positions. So we could see like fewer people working in like mental health in the school. That was something that came through with COVID. Technology purchases were made with COVID money as well. And then this year, because of the lower enrollment and lower projected enrollment for last year, the school district is already eyeing cuts for next school year. So we might have fewer staff members in this building next year as a result of that.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Ms. Costanzo. We appreciate it very much, and thank you for giving our students a voice.
Of course.
Is there anything else you would like to say to our viewers? Any last educational statements?
I think that we all can agree that I think public schools should be funded to the highest amount possible to ensure a successful future for our students and for our country. So I just encourage people to reach out to our legislators and try to encourage them to find a solution to this problem, because before we know it, this public education system that's so important to our country could maybe one day go away. I hope not. I love it, but I don't know.
So last then, really quickly, how can people get in contact with our legislators to...
So you can email them. You can find them on social media. I know that the Colorado State Legislature has a website that you can go to and put your address in, and they tell you who your state senator and who your state representative is. I think that the more voices that they hear from their constituents, the louder they will hear that message, and they will start to seek solutions. Although I do want to say, I think they are trying to seek solutions. It's just a problem that is very complicated and hard to fix. So.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Costanzo. Thank you guys for tuning into this interview, and we will see you in the next one. I'm going to send it back to our main anchors.
We want to take this time to thank Ms. Costanzo and the teachers involved in this movement for advocating for us. Thank you for giving our students a voice and bringing awareness to such an important topic.
And talking about jumping from subject to subject, we have an obstacle course for our special segment this week. Hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, guys, about that special segment, the obstacle course didn't work out. So, wait. So we actually are going to be doing some teacher icks today. Come with me.
What's up, guys? It's Jimena. I'm here with you today at the special segment. Today we're doing teacher icks. We're here to start with Mr. Hornbaker. Mr. Hornbaker, what is your teacher ick?
Well, there's a number of them. However, most of them center around a specific individual that I won't name. One of the older educators around the building. He may or may not teach science, but as a tech teacher, there's a lot of icks I have with him.
So I think we can use our context clues to find our way to this very specific science teacher. Let's go see him. Okay, guys, so I think we made it. I think we're here with the right science teacher. I'm here with
Mr. Needens.
And Mr. Needens, what is your teacher ick?
My teacher ick is teachers that are really mean to kids in the hallway.
Oh. All right, guys, I'm here with the king of the hallways. Who am I here with?
With Mr. Lopez.
Okay, and Mr. Lopez, what is your teacher ick?
People who have question of the days.
All right, guys, I'm here with the one and only questionnaire.
Mr. Lynch.
And Mr. Lynch, what is your teacher ick?
My teacher ick is I dislike when teachers give coloring assignments and call it geography.
Ooh. All right, guys, I'm here with the geography teacher at BHS.
Mr. Doffenbaugh.
And Dolph, what is your teacher ick?
I can't stand when other teachers take up the printer and cause a bunch of jams in the morning right before school starts, specifically Miss Craich.
Oh, where's name dropping? Okay. Hello, guys. I'm here with the printer queen.
That's me.
And what is your name?
Miss Craich.
And Miss Craich, what is your teacher ick?
My teacher ick is when I have a neighboring colleague that is a Bills fan and is overly obsessive about that and won't let it go. He's delusional.
Thank you, Ms. Craich. All right, guys, I'm here with the #1 Bills fan in America. I'm here with
Acosta.
And Acosta, what is your teacher ick?
I can't stand PE teachers when all they have to do is inflate basketballs all day long. That's it. They do nothing else but bounce. Boring. Lame.
Bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. Bouncing and bouncing and bouncing.
Thank you to our anchors for that special segment.
And now I got a joke for you all today. So I signed up for an obstacle course. I guess my biggest obstacle was finding my motivation.
Well, I sure hope you can find that, Gage. Thank you for watching this episode of the BHS Buzz. This is Season 2, Episode 4. My name is Jimena.
My name is Gage.
And we will see you next week.